Researchers here in the Bay Area are jumping in to see how they can fight this deadly virus. And Elizabeth Cook joins us now to explain.
Well, it will take a monumental effort to stop Ebola in its tracks, but scientists here are working on a new way to detect it before it can spread. Imagine at any port of entry to the U.S. being able to quickly identify travelers infected with Ebola before they show any symptoms.
This is actually an area that we're currently working on in my laboratory. You can see here.
Dr. Charles Chu is an expert in infectious diseases at UCSF. His team is currently analyzing samples from Ebola patients.
The goal is eventually to use this information, if we can, to establish and make available a rapid diagnostic test for diagnosis of Ebola virus.
Chu says infected patients actually die from a heavy loss of fluid and blood.
What happens is the virus will replicate in the blood. The virus does invade kind of the endothelial cells that line the blood vessels, and as a result, it causes a huge amount of fluid leakage as well as bleeding.
The loss of fluid is stunning, even to the experts. Patients with advanced disease can lose anywhere from 20 to 40 cups in a single day. And while at the beginning of an infection, there's not a lot of virus in the body, that changes as the disease progresses. Right before the patients die, less than a quarter teaspoon of their blood can contain more than 10 billion copies of the virus.
What this tells me is that in the later stages of the disease, the virus is incredibly infectious.
Suggesting that, as we saw with the two nurses in Texas, it doesn't take much to become infected yourself. Well, there are 3 vaccines in the works. All are getting fast-tracked instead of taking 10 years. If one of these vaccines works, it could be available in about a year.